Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning in 15 minutes to change our lives. Kuntres Mammer Yud Dalad. I'll give him tzedakah, Gedol tzedakah, Shmachar Geula. I threw give him tzedakah, should bring Mashiach closer. And we're gonna. This whole series, of course, is for all the Yidden Eretz Yisroel and the soldiers and the captives. And today we're going to focus on Omari ben Chagit. The Mitzvah Hashem should be healthy and safe. And enough of this galus and craziness. And also for Yosef Yitzchak ben Simcha, should be healthy and safe and come back to his family safe. Okay. So we're discussing how the Nefesh Elikis is given this earth to Yetzadik Val Tiyeh Rasha. And we had this whole discussion, Nefesh Bahamas, Nefesh Elikis, and the Nefesh Bahamas' nature that it has Klippus Nurga, has good and is bad. So we question, why does Nefesh Elikis have the oath that it should be a tzaddik and it shouldn't be a Rasha? Nefesh Elikis doesn't want to be a Rasha, no connection. And so we discuss it really, it's this shvua, this sort of ability that's given to overcome the Nefesh Bahamas. Let's see. Also, just as we're going to go, we're going to talk about a famous story about Yikus Laplo. But what does it mean? Nothing stands in the way of will. We're going to talk about will. Very interesting. In the back of this, the green version of Kuntres Mayan, he brings down the story from the Sefer Mammer, from the Friedrich whole story. When I heard the story, when I started on Chassidus a little bit, I heard the story, it blew my mind. So we'll discuss it. Okay. V'zeu, page 207, top of the page. V'zeu, gamkein, inyan, hashavua, api pashut. There's also the earth that were given to make, just in simple English, an earth. What's the advantage of an earth? The kasher adam nishba. When a person swears, I'm going to do this. Once you say it, it gives it a little more strength and it makes it pushes you. It's like you say something in public, people can hold you to it, and you have more of an achayis to it. What it does is it causes that deeper levels of you will have to be brought out. The more essential powers of you. And those levels, nothing get in the way, and you got to push yourself. Meaning, like it's interesting because I remember, back in the day, a little bit, like earlier, 10, 20 years ago, people took achlatas like this. Publicly, you took an achlata and you made a whole thing. And it did give you strength. Nowadays, for some reason, I feel we do that less. And I don't know, it's social media. I don't know what caused it, but there's more of a thing to not take achlata. By my birthday, someone asked publicly, he's like, no, what's your achlata? He's a little bit of a funny person, and he was like, no, you're a big boy now. Yeah, you can handle it. So someone was saying, it was my Shiur, then he was like, you should take an achlata, not to take an achlata. And for some reason we use achlatas that we take. I don't know what it is. If we're not serious, I think because of the social media on our phones, we're never really connected. So when we take an achlata, we're not fully there and present. Maybe I don't know, but here what we're saying clearly is that we take achlata, then it gives it validity. But it probably does. You tell someone, I'm gonna make sure to help you, or make sure to learn this, or whatever it is. So you publicly say it makes a big difference. And even the point he's saying is automatically, it even calls you to bring out deeper levels of yourself to be able to push through. And I think in a simple sense, it's like having a chavrusa. You have a chavrusa, so you're more committed. versus no, you're not having a chavrusa. Let's say you say, I'm going to learn every morning for half an hour. If you have a chavrusa, so then it's a lot more shaykh you're going to come. That's you're taking that's sort of taking achlata. You're saying we're going to do it. And by yourself, you don't. And even though you might be tired, and I know this myself when I had a chavrusa in the morning. Well, I don't have any more chavrusas, but in the morning, sometimes I'd be able to like go with like 2 hours sleep, and I'd come and I'd go learn. Whereas I was by myself, I'd have all the excuses. So that's what we're saying. Nachlata, and this is shvua, this oath that the nefesh elokis is doing, it causes just that itself is saying it has an impact. Like the saying, nothing stands in the way of will. That because you take an nachlata, you have this. It gives you this will. This will is a deep love within us that pushes us through. Like Omari, and we're going to say the story about it soon. Who in the nefesh elokis too. The oath that the nefesh elokis is administered. Hainu, what's the oath? And then lamim that have to reveal the deeper elements of the nefesh elokis. Shabai mitzad the which comes from the original source, which is behind the nefesh Bahamas. From that level, the nefesh Bahamas doesn't get in the way. Ki gaberla, because you'll overcome it, because you're tapping to a deeper source. It's like tshuva. What is tshuva? Essentially, tshuva is tapping into a level of Hashem above our avera. If you tap into a level of Hashem that's connected with our avera, so Hashem says, hey, you didn't avera, you get punished. You did something wrong, and that's what you get. There's a punishment. That's a schava, and that's how the way it works. Tshuva is tapping to a level above that. And you're saying, yeah, even though I'm deserving of punishment, but and you tap into a level above that, you're connected to Hashem, and He's able to push aside your mistake, your avera, and say, I forgive you. And that's what forgiving is. Forgiving is not forgetting what happened. It's going above what happened. And even though you did this to me, I see that you have remorse and regret, and you're reaching a higher level. It's a relationship. Simple as a simple example in a relationship. You do something wrong, so then you affect the relationship. How do you repair it? By saying sorry or really saying sorry, not just I'm sorry, but like really saying sorry and really asking for forgiveness is tapping into a deeper place within you, and it's reaching a deeper level within the relationship. And that's why tshuva is such a high thing, because it taps into a higher level in the relationship. And this is, of course, if it's a real tshuva. If it's not a real tshuva, then you don't really do this. But and that's what we're saying. So now I want to discuss the story of Ein Davar Omrim Pnei Ratzin. Yeah, and that's what we're saying here. In the Rebbe Shabbos bringing down that when you have the achlata, the mashpin nefesh elokis, and this is helping us understand how it's possible that the nefesh elokis can overcome nefesh Bahamas. And really, it's a matter of perspective. Before, in Mammer Yud Gimel, the perspective was the nefesh Bahamas is stronger. In Mammer Yud Daled, we're showing in its source, nefesh elokis is stronger. Not just it's stronger, its whole purpose is to be here to overcome nefesh Bahamas, and not just that. It's given an oath, and in a simple sense, an oath is giving you the ability to overcome, and it's which causes the nefesh of elokis, even though in its revealed state it's lower than nefesh Bahamas, but in its primordial state, in the essence of where it is, it's much higher. And through the shvua, the oath he says he's administered, it causes nefesh elokis to tap into this higher level, even the nefesh Bahamas, and overcome it. And like we said, Ein Davar Omrim Pnei Ratzin, that's not the way it will. So the story is like this. This is, like I said before, when I understood the story, like I'd heard it before, but when I started to Chassidus and I appreciated this and I understood the story, I was like, wow. So basically the story goes like this. Zchus of Leplo was a chassid of the Alter Rebbe, the Mittler Rebbe. And he was a salt merchant from Lepli. That's why Zchus of Leplo. And so back in the day, they'd have a chayzer that he would go from town to town and give over chassidus. And of the Rebbeim, whatever the Mammer and the Rebbe had said, they would go to town and teach it. The Zchus of Leplo, one time, I don't remember exactly the details now, he went to the Alter Rebbe. I think it was Alter Rebbe, the Mittler Rebbe. It's not the Mittler Rebbe. He went to his Ferengen, and he went and he listened to the Mammer, and he didn't get much. He couldn't get it. Not because he was being pushed and shoved, which maybe that was also, but he couldn't get it. And it was bothered. He was bothered by it. And then he went to the Chazara of the Mammer and he listened, and he still didn't get much. He came back home, and then this Chayzer came to town and went to teach the Mammer. He listened and he didn't get it, and so he was very frustrated. So he said to him, "Come teach it to me. Like, can you spend some time learning with me?" So he did, and the Chayzer tried to teach him, and he didn't really get it. He still, like it says, and it brings down a Yom Yom, his head was like a plank of wood. He just there was nobody home. And so this is also the answer to someone that says, I'm just not a learner, I'm not intellectual, whatever it is. And this really applies to anything, but this is that scenario. And in my case, I was saying that to myself, I'm not a big learner. So you hear the story about a guy who's not a big learner, he pushed a plank of wood. My head is better than a plank of wood. So he went to the Alter Rebbe and he complained to him. He said, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to get it. I even have the Chayzer staying with me, and it just doesn't work. I don't get it. It's not happening. So he complained to the Alter Rebbe. Now, what do you think the Alter Rebbe would say? So Alter Rebbe, he'd say, okay, I hear you're trying so hard. Good for you. Let me help you. I'll give you a bracha that you should be successful in your learning, and then it'll all go good. But the Alter Rebbe didn't say that to him. And it shocked me when I heard this. The Alter Rebbe said to him, he goes, Ein davar omed b'fnei haratzin. Like what we just learned here. He says, if you really want it, you can get it. And it's like such a weird answer. Like, he's saying he's working so hard. And what is he getting told? Really not working hard enough. If you really wanted it, you could have it. But he was a good chassid. I think it was the Mittler Rebbe he went. Check up the details again. But so he went back. So he took it seriously. He didn't cry and complain about it, but he said, I guess I need to push myself more. And he did. And what he did was he told the founder to take over the business. And I think he went to like a hotel. He rented like a room for like a few weeks. I think he got a chayzer back, and they sat there and they learned, and he harvard, and he put in effort till he started to understand it. Also, the story goes that he didn't really have a chance to go to yeshiva because his parents had died when he was young, so he had to go straight away to work. Baruch Hashem, he was successful in working, but he didn't have a chance to really learn yeshiva. But he changed. He literally changed. And it says Imre Bina, which is Sefer Chassidus from the Mittler Rebbe, was written for him. And it's meant to be not an easy Sefer, a very deep Sefer. And it says also about him that he was an interesting person because in those days, like people that knew Chassidus, they came first from Nigla. They knew a lot of Gemara and Halacha, and then they learned Chassidus. But he didn't have a chance to go to yeshiva. So he didn't really know so much Halacha and Gemara. Halacha more Gemara, but his Chassidus knowledge was vast. So that he was like this anomaly. It's like, how does this guy know so much in Chassidus, but not so much in Nigla? And so the lesson is, because, like we're saying, that we have to recognize there's latent powers within us. And this is sort of a very important point that and this is, it's like when you go to the army, the first thing you do is they try to break you down. What's the point? Because if they keep you the way you think you are, you're going to be limited in what you think you can do. So the first thing they do is they need to break you so they can tell you who you are. And this is sort of what the Alter Rebbe was saying, or the Rebbe Shab Mittler Rebbe was saying. And this is the idea. He was saying to him, if you give him a bracha, it would mean that you have reached your maximum potential. But essentially, he was saying to him, because you have a potential above what you think you can do. In his world, I just can't learn. I tried and I can't. So the Mittler Rebbe is saying to him, you can, you just don't realize it. And you got to push yourself more. And I think it's a very important lesson to all of us that we have to question ourselves, where are we holding ourselves back? And even things that feel impossible, it could very much not be impossible. And if we just had the ratzah, we really wanted it, we would realize we'd be able to get it. And I think and of course it doesn't mean that we can come and complain to ourselves that I'm just being lazy and that's why I don't have it. It's not. But I think it's an important reminder that when it comes to Torah mitzvahs, anything got to do with Torah mitzvahs that we find is hard, something's wrong. Something to be had. And like we see here, if recognize if we have the will for it, we can do it. Let's say you say, it's so hard for me to get up in the morning on time. It's very hard. It's hard for me down before I go to work. No, it can't be. Now, what do you mean can't be? It is. But we can change ourselves. If this guy can change himself from a block of wood for a head to the deepest of chassidus being taught to him, so we can also do it. And Simcha Hashem, by all of us, we should recognize our potential and push ourselves to reach it, and not let anything make ourselves think we're not able to and hold us back, and should go as much as we can and achieve as much as we can. Have an amazing day.